When there's no more hope is left in me, I can see what comes my way, and I'm always lost.
Hi guys, hi mga loves, welcome back again. So before anything else, for this video, I'm gonna talk maybe mix of Tagalog and English because I am very terrible in making subtitle. Still, I don't know how to make subtitle in my video, on my videos. There are some certain people, non-Filipino here in Oman, were asking me, meeting me outside, asking me what really is the situation of my my sleep apnea. They're wondering what is really sleep apnea. So actually this video is like the follow-up video of our journey last time when we went to SQUH for to meet the doctor who handles sleep apnea. I'm really not sure what field in that kind of medicine that handling sleep apnea. Is it neurologist? I'm not so sure. I'm gonna search for it pa maybe. No? So ito ay follow up nung nagpagpunta namin sa SQUH. So I meet the doctor, and then as the test goes by, and then the thing when I use the CPAP machine, when the landing CPAP machine, so then the doctors absolutely told me that I have to buy my own CPAP machine because it's not free from the government. So for now, I still don't have my own CPAP machine. Maybe hopefully at the end of the month when my husband daddy get his salary, because it's quite expensive. It's around like 220 reals here in Oman. I'm not so sure in Philippines. Maybe it can be like 25,000. It varies on how much is the palitan, the value of the peso. So before I elaborate everything, so when I meet the doctor, and he called daddy, my husband, inside, and he was asking daddy, how do you observe her when she is sleeping? And then of course daddy was just, he's not a doctor. Daddy, he doesn't have any idea what does it looks like when a person have a sleep apnea. He just told the doctor that she's sleeping, and after a while she starts snoring loud, and because she keep complaining to me about sleep paralysis. So that thing that worries me. When she starts snoring, I have to wake her up, but I really don't know if she stopped breathing at that time. So the doctor said actually the sleep apnea, there's an episode of the person will stop breathing. So then I will elaborate on that later. And also the doctor said, when the doctor checked my throat, the doctor said that you have a very narrow throat. This is one reason that you have a sleep paralysis. Ang liit daw ng aking throat talaga, maliit. Kaya pala whenever I eat, I cannot eat without any water next to me because I choke quickly. I quickly choke, and sometimes when I talk continuous talking, I get choked, and then when I started choking, there's no more air coming to my mouth, and I cannot even say any single word. I have to wait for a while till I become a little bit okay and drinking water and to relax myself. That's because I have a very narrow throat. So what the doctor said is that I have to reduce weight for about like 10 kg, if possible 10 or 7 kg, which is really difficult. And then my gaining weight is not about me eating a lot, the doctor said, because I am a asthmatic person in the first place, and for that I have a lot of food that I am allergic to it. So it's very rare that I can eat very delicious food because I am allergic to eggs, chicken. Do I eat chicken sometimes, but it's not my my usual thing to eat chicken a lot because I get allergic to it. Seafoods I cannot eat. 1 minute. Okay, let's continue, guys. So, as I said, me gaining weight is not because I eat a lot. Because, you know, being an asthmatic, you have to really be careful what you eat, because it's always asthma. Most of the time, triggers from the food. In my case, because I'm allergic, I have an allergic asthma, so I cannot just eat. I cannot just look and eat, even if I wanted to. So, what makes my weight, you know, increase is about my hormonal imbalance, like my menopausal states. This is what the doctors understand too, because he's the one. He even told me that it's normal for a woman when battling hormonal imbalance when they're in their menopausal states. You know, weight will really gain. So you just have to be careful to fight those challenges, not to gain more weight. So even though you don't eat a lot, but you know, you still have to walk, to exercise, so that the hormonal imbalance that giving you weight will not push you so much. So that's the reason why I gain weight, and I have to reduce weight, because whenever I gain weight, my throat also will swell, like, you know, it will create like something like swell inside, like parang tataba din yung aking throat, so mas lalo siyang liliit. So that's one factor that I have a sleep paralysis. And I told the doctor what makes worry me a lot is it's my sleep paralysis, really. Like, I can manage my asthma because I have my medication, I have my nebulizer at home, but whenever I have this sleep paralysis, this is what makes me worry. And of course, this is the reason that you know, insomnia gets to me, because whenever I have a sleep paralysis, I'm trying not to go back to sleep again, because I'm afraid the episode will come back. So that's the reason that the doctor from my asthma doctor referred me to the chest doctor, and then after that I get to referred here in the SQU to have a sleep test. And this is what when I get to know that I have a sleep apnea. So it's not exactly that the sleep paralysis is the cause of my sleep apnea, because there's a lot of factors. So now I'm gonna elaborate to you guys what is really a sleep apnea. So first of all, I am MomiElyn. I am diagnosed with what I am as OSES. So what is OSES? Is an obstructive sleep apnea syndrome. So I am diagnosed with the obstructive sleep apnea syndrome. Sorry about my I'm bubbling. So what is a sleep apnea, guys? So sleep apnea is a kind of illness that's being ignored by many, because they are not being diagnosed, because actually having this kind of illness it doesn't come cheap, because first of all, the test is very expensive, and the machine that you're going to use, the CPAP machine, is also quite expensive. And also, if you're gonna go to a surgery, it's also more expensive. So what is sleep apnea? Sleep apnea is a kind of illness that according to the doctor, is a very destructive illness because it is what you call is connected of how you are going to breathe in your life. So the common symptoms of having sleep apnea is loud snoring, insomnia. These two things, this loud snoring and insomnia, but there's a lot of people who snore, but they don't have an episode of stopping breathing while sleeping. So in other words, sleep apnea is you are going to stop breathing while sleeping in a matter of seconds. Okay, actually it's not normal for us. When we are going to sleep, we should be breathing continuously even though we are sleeping. But in the case of having a sleep apnea, is that you are going to stop breathing in an episode of seconds, in a matter of how many episodes in the night when you are sleeping. So in my case, my score of stopping breathing or having an obstructive breathing while I'm sleeping it reaches into 22, which is very, very high. But the doctor but the doctor said it's a moderate case. Actually, the boundary is about 10, but then I reached 22. So it's still, I am in a moderate case. So that is what is a sleep apnea, guys, okay? So again, what is the symptoms of having a sleep apnea? Is a loud snoring, and then a person when while sleeping and having a loud snoring, there's an episode that the person will stop breathing in a matter of seconds. Now, what is it being so serious? For so many that doesn't have any idea how this illness is being serious, that in a matter of years, side effects will occur. Like the doctor said, that if you are not going to take care of it, and you're not going to use the machine, or you're not going to do the surgery, in a matter of years, you're going to start experiencing the side effects of the sleep apnea. One of the side effects that you will have hypertension, the blood pressure will rise, and you will have palpitated chest, like heart palpitation. And then the other thing that is also, I'm a bit worried, because you will have a memory loss, which is all those three things that the doctors has told me the last time. I've been experiencing this now. I thought the memory loss is because I am a cesarean mother when I gave birth to my Reye. I thought that the side effect of the memory loss was the side effect of the cesarean. You know, everybody says so when you go to a CS section, you know, the anesthesia will give you a side effect of having a memory loss in the long run. But then that's what I thought. But actually, it is one factor. But as I said, because of me having a sleep apnea, I now realize that it is not only the being a CS mom, you know, the factor of me having a memory loss. Like, for example, I want to do something in the kitchen, but then when I get to the kitchen, I don't know what I'm gonna get. I don't know what I will do. It's like I have to pause for a minute, for a second, and then I have to, you know, to, what do you call it, to think too much in my mind. Like, there's nothing there, like it's empty. I want to think what I want to get. Do I get the spoon? Do I want to get a glass or plate? I don't know. I have to roam around the kitchen, come back to the sofa, and think again what I want to get. So all these things, I told the doctors I have been experiencing those things. But then the doctor said, oh, you're too young to have this, to experience this thing. I am like 45 years old, but for me, I feel like I'm not young for this age. And then the doctor said, and also you will have an early menopausal when you have a sleep apnea, which is, the doctor was shocked, because I told him that I don't have a period anymore. I am menopause. That's why I'm battling hormonal imbalance now. And the doctor said, oh, really? You're too young to experience this thing. So you really have to use the CPAP machine, because he asked me, do you have a child? I said, I have one daughter. And then he said, you really have to take this seriously, because it will affect on how you're going to take good care of your kid, your family. Because sometimes when things that get worse, you're probably thinking of something to do, but you miss it. Like, so this is what the doctor is trying to explain to me. So anyhow, for those who are curious, because I went to some party, and then some couple were asking me, because her husband was snoring a lot, and then I asked her, her husband, do you experience, like, when you are sleeping, you feel like you cannot move, like a sleep paralysis, something like that? And then he said, no, I feel I'm just sleeping straight. And then I wake up, and then I said, I don't think there's more to worry about your husband. But if you want to make sure, you can have him check, sometimes, because it's not because me having a sleep paralysis and you're not having a paralysis, then you don't have a sleep apnea. Because as the doctor said, it's not just because having a sleep paralysis you will have a sleep apnea. It's just a matter of one factor, because in my case I have a small narrow throat. And then so that's when the couple, my friend, were worried about. But I said, if you want to make sure, you can have him check, because you know what is also the worst thing that will happen in the long run if you are battling sleep apnea is that, aside from high blood pressure, hypertension, of course it will affect in your heart. So what is the main cause of death in having sleep apnea is cardiac arrest, because your heart stops breathing, of course. And then in the long run, if there's no air, if there's no thing that helps you to battle this thing, then your heart will be tired of pumping just to let you breathe, and your lungs will also be tired of pumping just to let you breathe. But this thing will be over, not be over, but will be being what you call this 1 minute please. Okay, let's get back again. So all these things, you can avoid getting this thing. I'm not saying that you're gonna be safe forever for the rest of your life. Of course, doctor cannot tell, you know, when is the episode of you having the worst thing of battling this kind of illness. But at least something that will help you not to get to that point. So this is the one reason that the doctor has urged me or pushed me to buy the CPAP machine. Because what is the purpose of the CPAP machine? To help a person like me having sleep apnea. The CPAP machine, as you can watch in my previous video when I used the CPAP machine, it is like an oxygen, but it's like a mask. You know the mask? You have to, 1 minute, yes, I'm gonna show you the mask. So here is the mask for the CPAP machine. So here the tube connected to the machine. So what comes from this machine? The machine has a humidifier. You have to put water in it, but I'm not sure for the new model now. They say that the new model is quite easy because it's all connected together. Unlike the one that I borrowed from the hospital, is the old model that they are separate to each other. The humidifier is separate to each other. You have to connect them both together. So this one is connected to the machine, and the humidifier goes to the machine and process there, and it will come here. And this one, you have to make sure in this part here guys, to have to make sure that this is totally intact here. Totally intact, that there's no air leaking out. Why? If the air leak here, if the air it will go out from any side of this mask, you will hear like shh, like that. When that happen, you cannot breathe, because we cannot breathe. I have no idea why is it like that, because I don't know. It's like this one who are being sealed inside your on top of your nose and your mouth. When the air is sealed, you can breathe, but when the air is leaking, you cannot breathe. You get me, guys? So you have, this one has to be intact. You're on top of your mouth and your nose. You do not let an air comes out or leak in any side of this area, because once the air leak, you're not able to breathe. But once this one is sealed on your skin, on top of your ear, mouth and nose, then you will be able to breathe nicely and sleep nicely all night long. Like when I start this thing, I was thinking I'm not able to sleep, because how are you going to sleep with this thing on top of your face? But you know what? It's like a miracle, really. This thing, the CPAP machine really helps, because once it's there, when it's there, and then you will feel that there's an air like blowing inside your nose and your mouth and goes there. You know what? It's, you feel like, you feel like drowsy, but at the same time you like to close your eyes. You like to close your eyes, and then you sleep. You sleep. I told the nurses there that I'm not sure if I'm going to sleep with something on top of my face. And then you know what they said? Don't worry, you will sleep. I'm telling you 100% you will sleep before you having a insomnia, not able to sleep. This thing will help you sleep. Absolutely, it's true, guys. It's true. It's really helped me sleep. The worry that I thought, it's gone. And then me, I am a lot of time I have to get up and go to the toilet. I have to urinate, and don't know, maybe the muscle of my what do you call this, the bag where the urine store, yung pantog natin ba guys sa Tagalog pa? Oh, I forgot. Oh, now I have no idea. Yung ano guys, yung lagayan ng ihi. It's like the urinary bag, you know. The muscle in it, it's so weak in my case. It's so weak that I cannot hold it any longer. I have to get up and I have to pee. And then when you pee, you just have to touch the machine, or put it off. You remove it. And then I'm so drowsy, I go to the toilet. But you know what? When I come back, I put it back again. I go to sleep again. Na smoothly, not like there's no, like I'm just dreaming, and then I put it back and then I sleep again. So this is my story, guys, of me having my sleep apnea journey. I hope you like this story, and for those who are having symptoms like me, and then if you are worried that maybe you have sleep apnea, ask your partner, ask your family member, tell them to watch you when you are sleeping. Maybe you have a episode of not breathing, and then because we are not so much, into sa madaling sabi guys, hindi siya cheap. It doesn't come cheap. So if in your case you cannot afford for the test, because in our case also we cannot afford the test really, but because we get free from the health card that we get from the government. So that's the reason that I being diagnosed, guys. But because if daddy is not working in the government, I'm gonna be just keeping it myself for the rest of my life, because it's really expensive. Maybe in my case, there's thing that I can keep it in myself in terms of financial, because what is important for us is food. Now if you're going to spend like 30,000 pesos just to have the test, you will think twicely. Do I have to do that? Do I need to do that, or do I just take good care of myself and pray? Prayer. That's it. That's how we Filipino fight our life, But I'm being so thankful of Oman, of my husband working in the government, but at least giving me the chance to have the free test. And even though we are going to buy the machine, but at least now I have a peace of mind. It worries me a lot. It saddened me also that having known that I have sleep apnea, but also on the other side of my mind, I am also overwhelmed and happy, because I am now going to take care of myself, and I am now going to know how am I going to fight this illness. Diba yung mga ganun, guys? Unlike before, I'm just thinking what's going on, what's happening to me, and like that. So for those of my friends out there who, as I said, experience symptoms like me, just be with your family. Do not leave them alone, and also do not give them stress, do not give them worry. Problem is always there in the family, but try to solve the problem as much as you can, because it's this for me, I feel that this kind of illness, it's also varies when you are stressed. Like it connect there, it triggers there. When you are stressed, this will attack you more. But if you're happy, your bloodstream, your mind, your heart are happy, so your bloodstream, it's also happy, that the yung daluyan ng dugo, guys, masaya siya, coming up and down. But if you are stressed, if you are unhappy, if you have problem, so all this bloodstream, all the things inside your body will also be unhappy, and then they don't like to move much, because the body that owns them are not happy. So much better to give them comfort, comfort, especially the couple. Kasi minsan talaga hindi maiwasan, like me and my husband, daddy, we have an argument. But now, daddy is also trying to cope up, and also trying to, understand my situation. Now, he really understands that my situation is also serious, as much as he is also serious, because he is diabetic. So that's it. That's all, guys. I'm gonna, get in touch to you more about my sleep apnea journey. If there is some changes, because the doctor said when I lost 7 kg, if I'm gonna lose 7 kg, I can request for another test. So the doctor can see if my score of the episode of me having obstructive sleeping will go down from 22, at least will go down to 10. It's quite impossible, but I will try. So the doctor is trying, kasi if you're in the CPAP machine, there's a time, and there's chances that your episode of not breathing while sleeping will become less. Instead of having you higher score, it will go down. So that's it, guys. Thank you again for listening, and I hope you learned something from this video. This is me again, MomiElyn in Oman. I'm not just I am not just battling my asthma journey, but I am now battling also my sleep apnea journey. Thank you again for watching. Bye bye.